Asteroids and the threat they pose have become somewhat of a staple fodder for paranoia and fear-mongering in recent years. There's some new article or video each week claiming that we are about to be hit by one on a random Tuesday evening. But when you have too many headlines like that, there's a boy who cried wolf effect, which makes you wonder, are there even any actually potentially dangerous asteroids close to Earth? Well, the asteroid threat is real and does require attention. The actual science is scary enough as it is, and there is one infamous asteroid that everyone is particularly scared of, the potentially hazardous asteroid Apophis. Although previous observations had ruled out a collision with Earth, new calculations are suggesting the chances of Apophis hitting Earth may be slightly higher than we thought. And one key factor during its upcoming approach to Earth could change everything. On Friday the 13th, April 2029, it will make its nearest flyby, skimming past our planet. And true to its name, it has picked a bad omen of a date that is sure to feed into the frenzy. It will pass just 19,635 miles from Earth's surface, the closest approach of an asteroid of this size that humankind has ever experienced. To put things into perspective, that distance is about a tenth of the distance between the Earth and Moon. So the space rock will be visible to the naked eye as it passes between Earth's geostationary satellites. When Apophis was first discovered in 2004, observations briefly placed it at level 4 on the Torino impact hazard scale. A score of 0 means the likelihood of impact is 0, and 10 means a collision is certain, capable of resulting in global climatic catastrophe that may threaten the future of civilization as we know it, whether impacting land or ocean. And while level 4 might sound low, it is the highest level of any object that has been discovered since NASA first started monitoring such objects. Hence, it is befitting that Apophis is named after the Egyptian god of chaos, depicted as a demon-like serpent of darkness, whom Ra, the god of sun, destroys every morning at dawn. You see, this asteroid's government name was actually Asteroid 99942. Like all asteroids, it started out as a leftover from the early formation of our solar system, roughly 4.6 billion years ago. Initially, it formed in the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Then, over millions of years, its orbit was altered by the gravitational pull of large planets, bringing it closer to Earth. Astronomers at Kitt Peak National Observatory, who made the discovery, learned that this S-type stony asteroid orbits the Sun every 324 days and comes close to Earth every decade or so. Soon after, it hit the headlines when a paper was published that calculated that it could strike Earth in 2029, 2036, or 2068. After which, it earned its famous name. Back then, even though there was only a 2.7% chance of a direct hit by Apophis, the potential devastation that would be caused by it striking Earth led astronomers to try to understand it in as much detail as they possibly could. Then, in 2021, the additional studies concluded that there was no chance of it hitting Earth, at least not in 2029, 2036, or 2068. But now in the new study, astronomers attempted to look at the odds of a small object colliding with Apophis and redirecting it towards Earth. They looked at what sized object would be needed to shift Apophis into an Earth-bound trajectory in 2029, as well as putting it into other trajectories that would result in a collision with Earth further down the line. The bad news is that a relatively small impactor of around 2 feet could be enough to push the asteroid into one of the 2029 keyhole trajectories around Earth, which could put it on course for a later impact. To create an impact in 2029, Apophis would need to collide with an object of around 11 feet. But the good news is that space is really, really big. Though collisions have been observed from monitoring other asteroids, they are still exceedingly unlikely, and if it did occur, it would have to hit it in the right direction to cause an impact with Earth. But nonetheless, space agencies will have to do everything in their power to study Apophis as closely as possible in 2029. Not to sound like the sensationalists, but it could be a matter of life or death. If not for us, then for our future generations. So as the god of destruction passes by, watching closely will be NASA's OSIRIS-Apex Explorer spacecraft. Yes, this is the same guy that was sent to asteroid Bennu to retrieve samples. The mission was extended to be OSIRIS-APEX so that the spacecraft can orbit Apophis for 18 months as it passes Earth in 2029. Meanwhile, NASA's friends across the pond, ESA, are also considering a mission to it, the Rapid Apophis mission for security and safety, Ramses for short, which is due to launch in 2027. While these missions will only be for study purposes, unlike the DART mission of 2022, NASA is getting pretty serious about planetary defense. What scientists learned from sending spacecrafts to study Apophis in 2029 will be crucial for future Earthlings in hundreds of years when this massive asteroid or another poses a bigger threat. Yes, a large asteroid impacting Earth is highly unlikely for the foreseeable future. But because the damage from such an event could be great, NASA has started getting serious about planetary defense systems. So much so that NASA has started leading hypothetical asteroid impact simulated exercises every 2 years. Not just the US, China's first planetary defense test is also taking shape. With an ambitious mission, China is aiming to both observe and impact a near-Earth asteroid with a single launch. Long story short, the fear surrounding asteroids is real, and perhaps rightfully so. From all that astronomers have learned about asteroids over the past generation, they know that the danger from near-Earth objects is very real. On average, they estimate a Tunguska-sized asteroid will strike Earth every 500 years. After all, it was an asteroid, the Chicxulub, which wiped out the previous inhabitant of planet Earth and paved the way for humans to evolve. And none of the dinosaurs could have seen the catastrophe coming as they stalked each other and munched on lush greens as they had for over 170 million years. Then, the world changed in an instant. A chunk of extraterrestrial rock over 6 miles wide slammed into what would eventually become known as Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. The shock was a planet-scale version of a gunshot. Earth would never be the same again. If this had not happened, dinosaurs would still be thriving on Earth, and we would have never evolved. The crater left behind by the dinosaur-killing asteroid still remains in Mexico, a dreary reminder of the fate that befell those who walked Earth before us. And a question looms over us evermore. Will history repeat itself? Perhaps we owe it to the dinosaurs to be better prepared than they were to avoid a fate similar to theirs. And although no asteroid is hurtling towards us yet, we have to start preparing now so that our future generations have what they need in order to survive such a catastrophe. And that's it for today, folks. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you like this video. Oh, and also memberships are now open.